What is the structure of reality? Does reality have a true form? Is it possible to define reality? These are the questions I will be answering in this episode. In my previous two episodes, I have explained the fact that the way you are seeing the reality is just your human perception. It's a concept of reality that your brain has constructed since your childhood. It's not 100% true nature of reality. That is why reality is an illusion. If you have not watched my last two episodes, I strongly recommend you to watch those two episodes as well. So, if reality is all about your perception, then the question is the objects and things you are looking at, don't they have any definite form or shape? Doesn't reality have any definite form or structure? Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's say that you are watching this video on a TV screen. You are looking at my physical entity, but you don't see anything in front of me. You are seeing some empty space in front of me. But technically, it's not empty space, it's air all around me. But you can't see the atomic particles of the air with your eyes, and you do not see any thermal energy waves or electromagnetic fields in the air, so it looks like an empty field to you. But if you could see the energy waves in the air, in between two objects, or in between everything, if you could see the energy waves interconnecting with all objects around you, then the reality would look very different to you than what it is right now, right? Let's say that some other intelligent creatures of this universe come to Earth from a different galaxy. They would probably see our world totally differently than how we're seeing it because they would probably have different types of physical senses and capabilities to perceive the reality. So, once again, the reality you are perceiving is not 100% definite form of reality. It's your perception of reality. So that's why when you perceive reality only through your physical senses, you cannot understand 100% true nature of reality. Now you can ask me, what is the true form or true nature of reality? It's not an easy question to answer. If you talk to different spiritual teachers, some of them would say that reality is consciousness or reality is an infinite intelligence. What do they mean by that? In order for you to understand the true nature of reality, you need to combine philosophy, spirituality, and modern science like quantum mechanics. If you have deep knowledge in these three areas, philosophy, spirituality, and quantum mechanics, you might be able to make sense of reality. I highly recommend you to read this book called The Fabric of the Cosmos: Space, Time, and the Texture of Reality, written by Brian Greene. When we try to explain our universe using classical physics, we understand that objects are made up of atomic particles. But when you shift your study towards quantum mechanics, you start to realize that quantum realm does not go by the rules of the classical physics. For example, when the subatomic particles like electrons take the leap from one orbit to another orbit, they create energy waves, as you can see in this video clip. So classical physics say that you are made up of atomic particles, but quantum mechanics say that you are not just made up of atomic particles, you are made up of energy waves, and all objects are basically creating energy waves. Imagine like this. In classical physics, you see an ocean and you see the waves of the ocean, and you see a rock sitting on the ground as a solid matter. But in quantum mechanics, both the ocean and the rock are energy waves. So you as a human are basically not just your physical body, you are an energy field interacting with other energy fields. And yet you are completely unaware of it because of the limitation of your physical senses. Here is another aspect of quantum mechanics that can help this discussion as well. When two quantum particles are brought close to each other, they get entangled. Let's say those two entangled quantum particles are taken many miles away from each other. If one particle is modified, another particle gets modified as well. That mysterious relation between two entangled quantum particles have not been explained by science yet. How two particles far from each other can still be connected. So that's why some modern physicists think that the whole universe is connected somehow, and it is one infinite consciousness, and the whole universe is self-aware. If you have not seen my video called "Does the Universe Have a Mind?", I highly recommend you to watch that video as well. Many modern physicists believe that any system that has sufficient complexity and creates a certain level of energy could generate or broadcast consciousness. So you are a consciousness, and all objects in this universe are basically energy field and consciousness, and together this whole universe is one infinite consciousness. That is what reality is. Reality is not just the objects that you see through your eyes. Reality is an infinite consciousness. That's why you trying to define reality based on how much you can see or perceive through your physical senses is basically an illusion, because you can't define reality 100% like that with the limited observation capability of human senses. All right, so far we have been focusing on defining matters and objects in this world around us. How about when we go beyond our planet Earth? As soon as you leave our planet, you get into space. There is no air in the space. We have planets and stars and asteroids and other interstellar things in the universe. But what is in the space? Classical physics thought that space is total empty or complete void. There is nothing there. That's what classical physics thought. But is it really total empty or total void? Modern scientists found that only about 5% of this universe is ordinary matter, approximately 25% is dark matter, and approximately 70% is dark energy. This dark energy is an unknown form of energy with some hidden characteristics that science has not been able to explain yet. So now you can believe that all things in this universe is not exactly the way you see or perceive from your human physical senses. It's far beyond that. This whole universe is one infinite consciousness, and that's what reality is. So that is why your human perception of reality is an illusion. Even Einstein said that reality is just an illusion. I know this topic is a lot to process. It's not easily understandable, and our language is not 100% complete method of communication. So, how can we explain something that is unexplainable? Keep in mind that science is yet to discover many things. It takes lots of research and introspection and self inquiry to try to define reality. Maybe after a few decades, there will be more scientific theories and better explanations to define reality. All I can say is that have an open mind and do your own research. Keep looking for the truth. Thank you for watching.